Do you know why DNA test reports say 99.99% instead of 100%? Most people think it's just being mathematically precise, but let me tell you, that remaining 0.01% can sometimes flip an entire case upside down. 10 years ago, I took on a murder case that seemed like an open and shut deal, with DNA evidence showing a 99.99% match. But sometimes the most unlikely thing is exactly the truth. It was the winter of 2014, and after a professional blunder, my career as a lawyer was on the brink of collapse. If I lost my job, the midlife crisis would have completely ruined my life. To make a comeback, I begged my firm until they handed me a hot potato that nobody wanted to touch. I had to defend a murderer. It was a home invasion robbery and murder case. The suspect was Lee Man-kang, a 38-year-old ex-convict. Skin tissue was found under the victim's fingernails, and DNA testing showed a 99.99% match to Lee. With his criminal record, he was the prime suspect from the start. Lee claimed he was drunk that night and couldn't remember a thing. But police interviews with neighbors revealed he had a history of hating the wealthy, and he wasn't home all night, only returning the next morning. After reviewing the files, I had a pretty good idea. The chain of evidence was solid, there wasn't much room for defense, and I could only try to argue for a lighter sentence. None of the other lawyers at the firm wanted to touch this thankless court-appointed case. My phone lit up with a message from my wife. I paid for Yuan's dance class. I covered it for now. A few minutes later, another one. I handled David Fang's stuff too, just focus on your work. Staring at the screen, I felt terrible. She could have just handled it quietly, and I knew this was her way of gently reminding me. Because of that professional mistake, I'd lost 3 months' salary and all my bonuses. I checked my bank balance on my phone and gave a helpless, bitter laugh. I made a silent vow. This case was my future, and I had to give it everything I had. The next morning, I went to the city detention center to meet Lee Man-kang. His hair was graying and he looked haggard. He was only 38, but he looked much older. What worried me more was his mental state. Hollow eyes and slow reactions, classic signs of nervous system damage from long-term alcoholism. His hands were shaking slightly as he sat down. Suddenly, I noticed a few red dots on the back of his right hand. They looked fresh, like needle marks. My heart sank even further. An alcoholic who also uses drugs. Someone like that is definitely capable of anything. Hello, I'm Lin Xiaofan, the lawyer appointed by the court to defend you. Lee looked surprised. A lawyer? Someone's actually looking out for me? I tried to stay calm and sound gentle. The law guarantees your right to a defense. No matter what, I'll do my best to help you, but I need to understand the situation. Do you remember anything from the night of November 15th? Lee Man-kang rubbed his head. I was drinking. Where were you drinking? I had some at home, then ran out, so I went out to buy more. When I woke up, I was lying on the side of the street, and it was already daylight. I continued. Do you know Wang Zhiqiang? He shook his head. Never heard of him. Never heard that name before. Have you ever been to the Jingui Garden Villa area? No, where's that? I have no idea. I put down my pen and frowned. Man-kang, if this is your attitude, our chances with this case are slim to none. He looked up at me, confused, seemingly not understanding why I was being so serious. I sighed to myself and pressed on. Do you get violent when you're drunk? Usually not. Usually. You've hit people before, but there was always a reason. Lawyer, I'm not a bad guy, I swear. I asked for more details, but it seemed Lee Man-kang really had no clue about that night. His memory was completely wiped clean by the alcohol. Judging by his reactions, long-term alcoholism and potential drug use had clearly taken a toll on his mental state. Back at the firm, I opened my laptop to organize the files and saw an email in my inbox. It was about the firm restructuring, optimizing staff, and upcoming layoffs. I gave a bitter